Morning, you're welcome to another segment on our latest update on news this morning. Bringing your breakfast news to you this morning is Makonjola Oluwatosin. Here are the major headlines. On our local news this morning, Imo College of Education workers protest demand removal of provost. Regarding the police recover 200 cows, 70 sheep, motorcycle from bandits in Katsina. On our political news this morning, Ekiti APC primary election, why I will no longer challenge Oyebanji's victory in court, says Bamidele. On our business news this morning, telecommunications begins NRN verification as Galaxy backbone downtime continues. On our sport news this morning, Club World Cup, Chelsea's Tuchel recovers from COVID-19, arrives Dubai for final. On our health news this morning, Nigeria records 48 new COVID-19 cases across 8 states, Federal Capital Territory. On our foreign news this morning, police raid in Rio de Janeiro leaves 8 dead. On our entertainment news this morning, why I would celebrate Brando's birthday more than mine, says Tiwa Savage. Full details coming up next. Imo College of Education workers protest demand the removal of the provost. Academic and non-academic staff of the Imo State College of Education, Ihite Uboma local government area of Imo State, have staged a peaceful protest demanding the removal of the college provost, Boniface Ashiebu. The protesters, who displayed paid cards with various inscriptions, stormed the State Secretariat office at the Imo State Commissioner for Education in Owerri to register the grievances. Speaking with journalists, the Public Relations Officer, PRO of the college, Kingsley Anyam, who led the protest, said the demand for the removal of Ashiebu was informed by his lack of requisite qualifications to be the provost. They also accused Ashiebu to gross abuse of office and some administrative infractions. According to him, one of the reasons the school has not been accredited since inception, having churned out graduates who left the school without authentic certificates, is because it lacks requisite qualifications to be the provost. Apart from the fact that Ashiebu is not qualified, he has been running the school down by the way he manages funds that come into the school, keeping most to himself without distributing to various departmental heads. When contacted on phone by the college provost, Ashiebu said all the allegations against him by the protesters were completely fallacy. He said that he graduated from the University of Port Harcourt with PhD in 2012. He also said that there is light and water in the student hostel. Police recovered 200 cows, 70 sheep, motorcycle from bandits in Katsina. The police in Katsina said they have rescued over 200 cows, 70 sheep, and seized a motorcycle from terrorists who attacked Nasarawa Bogeje community of the state on Friday evening. This was disclosed in a statement by the police public relations officer in the state, SP Gambo Isaac. According to SP Gambo, the terrorists, who were well armed with sophisticated weapons, stormed the community in large number, shooting sporadically into the air and rescued their domestic animals in the process. On receiving the report of the attack, SP Gambo said the command quickly dispatched police and patrol teams to the scene, who engaged the hoodlums in a fierce gun duel. He further stated that the recovered 200 roasted cows and 70 sheep were adopted by the gallant policemen that made them to overpower the terrorists. Gambo also revealed that many of the terrorists escaped the scene with gun wounds and abandoned one of their operational motorcycles. The police patrol teams are presently scanning the scene with a view of arresting the fleeing terrorists and recover their operational weapons, SP Gambo said. On our political news this morning regarding Ekiti APC primary election, why I will no longer challenge Oyebanji's victory in court, says Bamidele. Opayemi Bamidele, Ekiti Central Senator and governorship aspirant in the just concluded primary election of the All Progressive Congress APC in the state, has assured that he won't challenge the victory of the party's candidate, Honorable Biodun Oyebanji, in court. Bamidele explained that his decision is in the interest of the party's unity and cohesion. He noted that though he still harbors resentment against the January 27 primary, which are described as a sham, charade, and flagrant aberration of democracy ethos, he won defeat from the APC. Recall that after the primary election, the former governorship aspirant had threatened to challenge the outcome of the primary poll that produced Oyebanji as the party's candidate. He had said the outcome of the poll was brazenly skewed and manipulated by Governor Abubakar Badaru-led APC committee. However, the senator recanted his earlier position after critical stakeholders appealed to him to sheath his word. In a statement he personally signed, Bamidele said, "Yet in spite of my strong convictions as expressed above, I have come to some irreversible conclusions, and these are the messages I need to pass on to all and sundry today as I temporarily break my silence on the way forward. One is to say that I have chosen to drop the option of going to court to sue the party. The other is to make it crystal clear to everyone that both my supporters and I will not defect from APC. Details of the reasons which inform these choices will be communicated at a later date, when my supporters and I address Ekiti people and Nigerians at large. It is not just about me, it is about the unity and progress of Ekiti State and our politically undermined and economically afflicted people." Bamidele, however, vowed to ensure that his followers who have been isolated from the mainstream of the party become relevant. He said his followers have contributed to building the party in Ekiti State, hence the decision-making process cannot be an exclusive preserve of a few. On our business news this morning, telecommunications begin NRN verification as Galaxy backbone downtime continues. After days of downtime due to a technical glitch on the portal of the National Identity Management Commission, telecommunications companies have resumed National Identification Number, Subscriber Identity Module Data Verification services across the country as the configuration to virtual NRN continues. On Tuesday, Thursday reported that after a protracted face-off with NIMC over the directive to migrate to the VNRN platform from a technical glitch on the primary NRN platform, telecommunications on Wednesday began preparations and arrangements to reconfigure the systems in line with the earlier directive by the Identity Commission. According to a source at an MTN outlet in Lagos, telecommunications have resumed SIM-related services. The source confirmed that SIM NRN-related services have more resumed in most retail outlets across the country, although a few outlets were yet to fully configure their systems to make use of the NRN platform. The source said most of our offices are working. Some of our offices in Lagos is working as well as many others here in Lagos. They are working everywhere, to the best of my knowledge, on a platform where some states are working in the north and in the south. MTN had on Wednesday announced to its customers that they would now be required to provide their NRN or the improved NRN slip for all SIM-related e-use. The company had said VNRN is a tokenized version of a person's actual NRN. It is a 16-digit alphanumeric NRN that customers will be required to generate either via NIMC mobile app, via the improved NIN slip with the QR code for scanning, using the NIMC slip mobile app or USSD channel for any SIM-related services. Meanwhile, Galaxy Backbone, a government establishment saddled with powering Nigerians' digital economy, is responsible for providing tech support for NIMC as well as other MDAs. Backbone is currently experiencing some technical challenges with its hosting service platform, which has affected services being hosted for some of our customers. However, a source in the company told a correspondent today that the problem had been solved. The source said it has been resolved, the glitch has been resolved. On our sport news this morning regarding the Club World Cup, Chelsea's Tuchel recovers from COVID-19, arrives Dubai for final. Chelsea coach Thomas Tuchel will be in the dugout for the Club World Cup final against Palmeiras after landing in Abu Dhabi on Friday following a negative COVID-19 test. Tuchel had missed Chelsea's past two games, including Wednesday's 1-0 win over Al Hilal after contracting the virus last week. He had been isolating at home in line with government protocols before eventually testing negative and receiving clearance to travel and join up with the squad. Assistant coach Zolt Lowe, who has been on temporary charge along with Arno Michels and staff, said the staff had been in constant communication with Tuchel despite his absence in the UAE. Asked earlier if Tuchel's presence on Saturday would make a difference, midfielder Jorginho said, "Of course, it gives you more. There is more energy in the changing room. It is really would be important for us if he could be here," says the AFP. On out news this morning, Nigeria records 48 new COVID-19 cases across 8 states, Federal Capital Territory. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control on Thursday reported 48 new COVID-19 cases across 8 states and the Federal Capital Territory in the country. The agency did not report any additional COVID-19 related death. The NCDC disclosed this on its official Facebook page. According to data from the agency, Lagos State reported 15 cases, followed by Cross River with 12 cases, FCT 8, Plateau 7, Ogun 2, while Abia, Delta, Oyo, and Rivers reported a single case each. The reported 48 new infections have brought the total number of confirmed cases to 253,923, while 230,293 people have recovered and have been discharged, with no additional COVID-19 related deaths recording for the day. The death toll for the virus stands at 3,139. The agency added that a multi-sectoral National Emergency Operations Center activated at Level 2 had continued to coordinate the national response activities. On our foreign news this morning, police raid in Rio de Janeiro leaves 8 dead. A police operation in the poor community in Rio de Janeiro had left 8 people dead. Rio de Janeiro, a police operation in the poor community in Rio de Janeiro on Friday left 8 people dead, according to the state's military police officer. The raid in the Villa Cruzeiro favela was coordinated between Brazil's highway police and the military police. Officers seized automatic weapons, pistols, grenades, and kilos of drugs, according to a statement from the military police. Local media reported that more than a dozen schools and some family health clinics closed because of the gunfire. One body was laid out on the street under a tap, and a group of residents gathered nearby waiting to see if it belonged to a relative or friend. Some protested against the operation, demanding to see the bodies of those who were killed. Friday's raid charged criminals planning attacks against security forces occupying the Jacarezinho favela, and 1 person was detained. According to the statement, Jacarezinho is where the state has launched its so-called integrated city initiative that seeks to reclaim territory controlled by gangs. And also the site of a raid last year that left more than 2 dozen people dead. Earlier this month, Brazil's Supreme Court issued a ruling that forces Rio state government to institute measures aimed at reducing police killings and violations of human rights, including the development of a plan within 19 days. The court also ruled with that lethal force should only be used in situations in which all other means have been exhausted and when necessary to protect life, and that police have 180 days to install devices to record audio and video on their uniform or vehicles. On entertainment news this morning, why I would celebrate Brandy's birthday more than mine, says Tiwa Savage. American singer and songwriter Brandy Norwood celebrated her birthday on Friday and has received wishes from top fellow singers like Beyonce no less and Nigerian Tiwa Savage. Sharing an old picture of Brandy on her Instagram story, Savage noted that she would consider celebrating the American singer's birthday more than she would celebrate ours. The duo had shaken the music industry last year with their hit track, Somebody's Son, which was part of Sage's Water and Gary project. According to Savage, she had fallen in love with Brandy from the first time she heard her voice. Referring to Brandy as a real-life sister, Savage affirmed her love to the American singer while celebrating her birthday. Savage wrote, "I think I'm gonna celebrate this day more than my own birthday. I literally fell in love with this queen from the first time I heard that voice, and now she is my real-life sister. Happy birthday to the greatest of all at Brandy, I love you. Brandy also shared Twitter post on her Instagram story where she shared other birthday wishes she received on Friday. And that will be that on our breakfast news. Do stay tuned, don't go nowhere. Welcome back. Highlights of the major headlines this morning. Imo College of Education workers protest demand removal of provost. Police recover 200 cows, 70 sheep, motorcycle from bandits in Katsina. On our political news this morning regarding the AKT APC primary election, why I will no longer challenge Oyebanjo's victory in court, says Bamidele. On our business news this morning, telecommunications begin NIN verification as Galaxy backbone downtime continues. On our sport news this morning, Club World Cup, Chelsea Tuchel recovers from COVID-19, arrives Dubai for finals. On our health news this morning, Nigeria records 48 new COVID-19 cases across 8 states regarding FCT. On our foreign news this morning, police raid in Rio de Janeiro leaves 8 dead. On entertainment news this morning, why I would celebrate Brandy's birthday more than mine, says Tiwa Savage. And that will be that on our breakfast news. So thank you for watching. I want you to continue to subscribe on our YouTube channel on AYOGEN links, AYOGEN online television. Follow us and like our page respectively, also on Facebook and Instagram. I remain your host, Makonjola Oluwatosin. Do have a very wonderful weekend.